What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes, where I love talking all things NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So I'm actually really excited to bring you guys this one. This is something I've been working on for quite a few hours. I did some stuff on Photoshop to make it look relatively nice, but there's a lot of features that I would love to see it get introduced on Veve that would honestly make Veve more money, make people on the app more money. It'll help buyers get more gems for their NFTs. It'll help sellers get NFTs for cheaper. It'll put less pressure on the floors of a lot of these comic books and collectibles from just basically bottoming out because people are just trying to panic sell their stuff and just constantly undercutting each other. And I do think there's a couple of things that I'm going to add that might add some really cool community aspects to it that might kind of bring people together and make it a bit more fun and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited to show all this stuff because I really think this is these are things that Veve could introduce, you know, of course, relatively easily, but I think would do nothing but good things for the app and make it that much more fun to actually buy and sell things on the market. So before we get into that, again, thank you, Hinanu, Justin Chua, Mihom, and Chuchu for the most recent support on my birthday stream. I appreciate that. And we'll go ahead and jump into it. So first things first, I just wanted to show very quickly just the Master Collector program since it was last updated in December of 2021. Just want to cover some like very, very brief things. Some of the things that I kind of liked was basically a small percentage bonus on all points earned. There's an auto bid feature for market auctions. There's a burn for collectibles for points. Not entirely sure what that's going to look like. How many points you're going to get for a collectible? Is it based on number of mints, the rarity, whatever? We don't know. Free drop raffle tickets per month. Renting collectibles, I think, is going to be relatively big. But I really think, and this is, of course, the MCP Pro. So some of the features I'm going to be introducing are part of MCP Pro, and some of them are just going to be free to all users. Some of them you might have to hit a certain level of MCP before you can even do it. The first one I would introduce, and I think it's actually changed because David Yu has most recently leaked that eventually they're going to go to a system where the only way to add gems to your account is if you're buying something, right? So this is kind of an idea I had before he kind of announced that. But right here with the reservation system, honestly, I find it really obnoxious and annoying that you try to buy something and it's reserved, or even worse, you're trying to sell something and someone just locks it up and you're trying to undercut and just get rid of it as fast as possible. But someone just locks it up for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You can't delist it. And then before you know it, other people are undercutting you. And there's literally nothing you can do with your listing. So one thing I would like to see implemented, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's kind of small letters. So when you try to reserve something, it won't let you unless you're Master Collector level 2 or higher. So it says, oops, unable to reserve collectible. Only Master Collector accounts of level 2 or higher can use the reservation system. So this really prevents all the people that are making alt accounts, bot accounts, multiple accounts, whatever it is, because it seems kind of silly that a brand new account that makes on Veve can just lock up a collectible and kind of screw some people out of being able to sell their NFTs in a timely manner, especially on drop day, things like that. So I'd like to see the reservation system be kind of reserved for people. I mean, I'm talking like the top like 60-70% of people that are Master Collector program. It should be relatively easy to get that. You have a handful of collectibles, or maybe you're getting 5 Master Collector points a day. That puts you at level 2. Now you can reserve for collectibles. It should be easy, but it's mostly just to weed out people that are running multiple accounts or basically that have no collectibles on their account and you just infinitely lock up things. So that's one thing I'm not in favor of. So it seems like Veve's not going to do this because reservation is going to be something that's going to be a key part of buying NFTs. The next one is trading. Trading is quite difficult as well. I didn't really have an idea. The mere fact that you can basically just dodge licensor fees by trading, and of course this is an easy way to kind of like RMT, hey, I'll give you a Todd in this, and you know, off-app trades and all that stuff. Veve did put their foot down basically today talking about off-app gem trading or transferring or purchasing is pretty much against terms of service at this point. So that's going to shut a lot of stuff down. And even though NFT transfers are going to be available, but if you're actually trying to trade someone one-on-one, it's very, very difficult. And without in-game messaging or in-app messaging or in-web app messaging, it's very hard to communicate what you want, what you don't want. And then there's also been a ton of scams that have been spawned off things like on Steam when you try to do trading. It's very easy to overlook things or accidentally click something, pretty similar to like the market that we currently have where people accidentally list stuff. That's very easy to do on something like Veve as well. And in this case, we're talking things that are cost thousands of dollars or gems as well. So before we get into this next one, I will say I think part of the reason why Veve has not implemented these systems that I'm proposing is because they don't have something in the app or on the platform that will enable like gems to just be kind of up in the air or in the cloud. That's why the way the current auction system work is just broken. The fact that you can bid on an auction and just straight up just not have enough gems to pay for it, or you have an X amount of time, just seems silly to me. I feel like if you put in an auction amount or you bid on something, you should put in the gems immediately, and if someone outbids you, you get the gems back. So I'm not sure. It's mostly because Veve doesn't have a system in place to hold gems that aren't fully confirmed to be purchased or to be overridden. So, but taking that in mind, let's say Veve does come up with a way to kind of have gems in the air. One small complaint I do have about like the web app is like there's a lot of wasted space. Like you look on the sides, you look in the middle, you look on the right, and even then like you can only have so many characters for a name, so like the character names don't go that far. So it seems like there's a lot of wasted space. What I would love to see is buy now orders and then place buy orders. So on the left side you can see we have Beta Ray Bill. Right now the floor is 190 or 189 right now. This is the buy page. So if you want to buy right now, you can buy one of those Beta Ray bills on the left side for 190 gems. If you want to place a buy order, which is on the right side column, you can actually see the numbers are going down because that's the highest price. So if you want to place a buy order, you do have to have enough gems in your account to place a buy order. You can't just place a buy order and then not have enough gems, or if someone tries to sell you their NFT through your buy order, it just doesn't work. So the one caveat of all these kind of like placing buy orders or a lot of the things that I'm introducing is like you actually have to have enough gems in your account to actually like place and have Veve hold it until that order is fulfilled. And the way I see it is that buy orders are just the same thing as sell orders. If you're trying to sell it, it lasts for 30 days. If someone fulfills it, you receive the NFT. It's all automated. You don't have to be online or anything like that for the most part. And the main thing I like about this is that, first off, it adds some margin of profit, right? Now people can actually start doing some margin trading where, in the sense of like, hey, I could buy it for 155 and actually could resell it for 188. It's not a lot of profit, but at least there's a bit of margin there. The other thing I do like about it is that it really helps kind of cushion those NFTs from just completely bottoming out. Because a lot of the time, when there's a new drop announced or people just want to get rid of it, they undercut the person that's at 189, right? And then the next person cuts at 185, then 180. Like, there's really nothing to kind of cushion the floor. And then some people just want to get rid of their NFT, right? Some people are just like, look, I just want to get rid of my Beta Ray bill, and I really want this secret rare comic or this other thing. And it's also annoying too when someone undercuts you, then you have to kind of keep an eye on the market and just keep relisting it. Some people are just like, look, you know what? I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather just take the 30 gem hit and just sell it to this guy right away that is willing to pay me straight up. And I know a lot of people might think, well, people are just going to put 1 gem buy orders and no one's going to take it seriously. That could be the truth. And then someone's going to put it up for 2 gems because you put it for 1. Then someone else puts it for 3, then 5. Then eventually it's going to get up to a price where people are like, all right, I'm actually pretty happy buying Beta Ray Bill for 155. Right now it's a bit out of reach, but I think if someone gave it to me for 155, I would be happy, right? And of course you can delist your buy orders whenever you want, right? So let's say there's an announcement that happened, you have a feeling Beta Ray Bill is going to crash like really hard. You can delist your buy order, assuming no one sells it to you in time. So you can delist it anytime you want, pretty similarly to the sell orders as well. So I really, really like this feature. Again, if you put in a buy order, those gems are just kind of being held by Veve. I don't think Veve has that kind of like technology yet, whether it's a software issue or whatever, or it's not set up that way. But if they did have it, I mean, this is, and I know there's such things as stop sells and point sells and like all these different like market techniques where like I want to sell it above this price but not below this price. Like that's just too much for something like Veve. I think we need to keep it simple, buy and sell orders, and that's pretty much it. The next feature I think would be really, really awesome, and I'll be honest, I just ripped off this picture completely from a game that I play called EVE Online. They have I'm just going to put this here in the middle, I guess, because the little description part doesn't really matter. You can actually do raffles. So as of right now, partner statue is worth about 9,000 gems, roughly, floor. Instead of trying to find one person that is willing to buy your NFT for 9,000 gems, why not just, how people basically do GoFundMes and they, crowdsource a bunch of money so they can buy something? We're just doing the opposite here. We're crowdfunding the sale of our NFTs. So instead of having one person with 9,000 gems to buy it, what we can do is find 1,000 people or people willing to buy 1,000 tickets at 9 gems each or 10 gems each in order to buy all these. So as you can see here on the right side, raffles will last 3 days. I just put a random number here, like 1 day, 7 hours. So it tells you how much time is left in the raffle. So this is very similar to like an auction, except now people can actually buy tickets. And in order to buy a ticket, I think a good way to tie it to the Master Collector program is that it's 1 Master Collector point gets you 10 tickets, but you still have to pay the gems towards a ticket for the most part. So that way, only people that are actually actively trading, active members of the community, and do want to participate in these raffles, they actually have to have enough MCP points to participate in these raffles. And the nice thing about actually crowdfunding, or basically crowdfunding the sale of your NFTs, you can actually go a bit above even the floor price. Like I said, if I had a wallet right now, I could probably sell my wallet for 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 gems, because I'm passing the cost along to 1,000 different people or 100 different people instead of just one person. So I might actually be able to get more money, because to someone, paying 10 versus 11 gems per ticket, it's not that big of a deal to them. And at the end of the day, I'm getting 1,000 more gems out of it. So as you can see here, there's 1,000 tickets. I own 0 of them, but you can actually see there's a bunch of tickets here that you can click. You can buy multiple at once. If you buy multiple, it'll just randomly pick whatever tickets. So if you can buy 5 or 10 or 100 or whatever it is, it'll also show all the participants that are part of the raffle. So there's, again, this is EVE Online, but this is, imagine it show someone's Veve profile. It'll show how many tickets they have. Hey, Dr. Profit bought 250 tickets. Rob Stuff bought 7 tickets. Dino Lang bought 10 tickets. Sleep and Comics bought 5. Like, it'll show all the names of all the people that bought tickets, how many. And the thing with this is that if the raffle expires and not all the tickets are sold, everyone gets their money back. They get their tickets as well. And the person that puts up the order, I feel like they need to put in some sort of deposit, either of Master Collector points or tickets, or maybe possibly gems. So this way it's to help prevent people from basically just trolling and just putting up either ridiculously high prices that never sell and just kind of wasting people's times or something like that. So at least how it works in the video game EVE Online that I'm talking about is usually you have to put in like a 10% deposit of like the total cost of the item, because you are able to get like a premium. Like I said, you can kind of get a higher price. So I do think that's a bit steep for something like for Veve, but maybe having to basically put in X amount of tickets or Master Collector points or X amount of gems or a certain percentage of the cost of the NFT to basically raffle it off. Because I do think this is a really cool community thing. Like, oh my God, someone's raffling off a partner statue at 10 gems a ticket. Everyone, let's go buy a few and just see who wins, right? And after the raffle is done, whoever wins it, everyone that is in the raffle gets notified in their app, hey, the raffle is over, you didn't win, or hey, the raffle is over, this person actually ended up winning the partner statue, congratulations, whatever it is, right? So I think this is really cool. It's going to help all those people that want to scratch that itch of just basically gambling on comics or blind box collectibles or whatever it is. So people do actually have a means of potentially winning it big with something small. The buyer or the seller is happy because he's getting more gems than he would have. He's selling it within a timely manner within 3 days. He's able to crowdfund it through multiple people, get the community involved. The buyers are probably happy too, because they always have a chance to get something big, right, with their gems. And sometimes, they just can't afford the grails, but maybe buying a ticket or a handful of tickets would be very, very beneficial. And I think it's really, really cool. So I think I had a couple other points I was trying to think of off the top of my head, but that's pretty much it. I really, really like this system. And I think EVE Online or Veve would really benefit from a system like this, where you can basically crowdfund the sale of your NFT. So here is the next one, is contracts. I didn't know what else to call it as. People were always talking about, hey, how do we basically sell multiple NFTs? I would love to, I think it was Non-Fungible Wonderful, or it might have been someone else, but they actually have the whole Voltron set, but they're all the same mint number. And that's like really cool. Like the fact that you can sell a set and on top of that, they have matching mint numbers, like that stuff is really cool. So what I would love to see is an additional tab be added to people's profiles that says contracts. And the way this would work, and I might actually have to close my window up here so you guys are able to see it better. I know it looks like a bit of a mess, but the way I see it is, if you look here, this is my profile. You click on the contracts tab, and right here, I'm selling a full set of the Jurassic World Domination AMC Theater digital collectibles. And almost as like keynotes or things that you want to kind of like promote or show off about your set, you could put up to like 5 bullet points. So right here, I say full set of promotional posters, all claimed by me directly to my account. I'm the original owner. So some people might put value on that I'm the original owner, whatever. All matching mint numbers. So, that's just, if they just happen to have matching mint numbers, that's something you can bring up. Previously owned by David Yu, that might have to be some metadata digging, or people can kind of, claim whatever they want, whether you believe it or not. And then open to offers, which is a whole nother thing. So what you can do is you can click on the little details tab up here that actually shows the mint numbers, what's involved with the contract. And you can actually sell all these together because it's part of the same set. It's the same licensor, it's the same fee. Everything is put together. So if you want to buy this set, you can basically buy now for 55 gems. I get 55 gems. You get the set. Jurassic Park, or I think it's Amblin, or whoever owns the IP for Jurassic Park, they get 8.5% of 55 gems. And however they divvy up between the posters, it doesn't matter. I think how it would show up is if you purchase this, it would maybe just show you the box price of the posters. I'm not exactly sure how it would actually like divvy up the gems per each one, but all that matters is that the licensor is getting the money for the total, and it's all the same for the most part. When I put here open to offers, I think a cool MCP Pro feature, which is that if you're an MCP Pro, you don't have to pay the 55 if you don't want to. You can actually make an offer. So what you can do is you can click this make an offer thing, and you can offer me 50 gems, 45 gems. It has to be a gem amount. You can't add NFTs. And of course, you have to have those gems on hand. So, let's say an offer lasts 1 day. Let's say Rob Stuff wants to buy this set for me. He sends me an offer of 45 gems, and I get a notification on my phone. Hey, someone made an offer on your contract. I click on it. Rob Stuff wants to offer me 45 gems. I click accept. It'll confirm yes. Then it'll almost double confirm saying, hey, this is a 10 gem difference from what you're asking for. Is that fine? Yes. Then it confirms the sale. I get the gems. He gets the bundle of NFTs. Another amazing thing I'm thinking about this is that as long as it's under the same IP, it should all work. So here, because Marvel Comics is all under basically the same thing, you can actually have people sell bulk comics for a discount, right? I think a lot of the time I want to sell comics or certain things, but sometimes I just have so much of them, I just don't want to bother having to floor them. And then I look back a week later, then all of a sudden I know there's 14 other listings below my comic that people just undercut me. And I'm just like, I just don't want to, I want to sell this, but I don't want to get nothing for it. I want to get something. So I think this is a good way to also be able to sell bulk comics that people just don't want, or if they just want to liquidate a bunch of things and chase something else, it's their prerogative. So even things like selling 55 comics for a bulk discount, all of them are common and uncommon comics. They're mostly 5 digits, but there are some palindrome mints too. And of course I would be able to click details here, look at each of the comics, how many, see the palindromes, see all the mints and all that stuff. I said most are amazing Spider-Man comics. And then you can even make a thing like I'm firm on my price. Like you can make an offer, but I'm pretty firm on my price of what I want to do. So there's just 5 bullet points of things you can just talk about the contract, things that are, like I said, special about the mint numbers, or just something to get their attention to potentially click on that view details and then click that buy now, right? And you can actually run the numbers, 55 comics for 215. That's like, basically 4 gems a comic. And it's like, all right, can I make some profit off this? And for most of the time, you probably could, right? Like, depending on which common and uncommon comics there are. Basically you're taking the burden of selling 55 comics, but you can make some good profit margins by just taking your time and selling them over a period of time, right? So, and same thing here, just make an offer. MCP Pro, you could actually make an offer that that basically non-MCP Pro members can't. And one of my favorite things about this is, again, we're adding more ways for people to sell their NFTs instead of just flooring it, right? Instead of just flooring your NFT, you have ways to basically, let me actually back out here. You actually have 2 ways to sell your NFT. You can either put it up on a raffle like this, get the community involved, crowdfund it. You can actually get a little bit higher of a price than you would just flooring it, because you can actually ask for a higher price because, again, you're crowdfunding the sale of your NFT. So that's one less NFT that's on the floor and out somewhere else where people can actually bid on it. And on top of this, contracts is another way to kind of bundle NFTs together. So whether you want to do it as a group, the same thing with the IPs. Like I really think with this new contract system, because as long as it's the same IP, you can do an Elsa Golden Moment, you can do a Mickey Lenticular card, and you can do an Ursula emoji style, because it's all Disney. It doesn't matter. As long as Disney gets their 8.5%, they probably don't care where the NFTs go or how it works. So as long as it's all under the same IP and the licensor is getting the money, which is the number one concern for Veve, I would imagine, is making sure the licensor gets paid. As long as they're happy that we get more NFTs and everyone gets what they want. So mixing things like Todd and then Walt just wouldn't work, right? Because, if let's say you wanted to sell both for 15 grand, how would that work out? Who would get paid? How would the licensors get paid? Would you apply 14,000 gems of that money towards Todd because it's only 2.5% fee, and then all of a sudden you're selling Walt for 1,000 gems, and Walt Disney or Disney, the Disney IP gets less money? It just doesn't work. So I think as long as it's the same set or the same IP, it should work. This whole contract system should work. At least it does in my mind. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the stuff I have for right now. I think all of these things would, again, alleviate pressure off the floor of these NFTs, because we have the contracts as well as the raffle system. It's also going to help buyers. It's also going to cushion the floor a lot of these NFTs, because now there's buy orders where instead of basically dropping the floor lower, you just instantly sell it to a buy order, which goes away, and the floor just remains the same. So I do think all these features that I'm sure there's going to be additional ways that you can implement it with, MCP Pro, or add master collector points where people can buy tickets and stuff. But I really think all these features are things that would do nothing but benefit Veve at the end of the day and make everyone happy, both as a buyer, seller, licensor, and Veve. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care, and please double or triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over, and I'll catch you guys next time.